it's so powerful because to me, it synthesizes so much research and it packages it in a really easy way to remember, right? Because it highlights for each letter in the acronym, it highlights not only like what the strategy is to be successful moving forward, but it also shows us where as a leader, we may be struggling. And for me, that's almost an easier approach to it is to look at, wow, where might I be falling down as a leader? So in multiplying perspectives, yes, I need to take a broader view, but am I staying too siloed in my leadership? Am I, keeping teams siloed, and is that getting in the way of problem solving? Or, when you're striving to have an emotional connection, going to the E, it's really about emotion and leading with empathy. And yet there's this trap as a leader that, sometimes we feel safer if we kind of hide behind a professional veneer, that we don't talk about emotions here. It's all business, or, season momentum. Too often, I think as education leaders, we want to fall back on processes and practices that have been in place, right? Whether that's our strategic planning process or setting our annual goals. And those actually get in the way from us being able to be flexible and nimble and, make the changes. I always find it ironic that we've been talking about change. We've been talking about change in education for as long as I've been a part of the system. And yet I don't actually see the change happen. And so, these messy acronym, these actions are really interesting to think about. Is this a shift that has to start within every leader? Sensing the future. And Tony, you kind of alluded to this, that innovation, we struggle with innovation in education. And some of it is this being open to new ideas and solutions and being able to iterate and test them quickly, not necessarily go away in a committee and study something for a year before we take action the next school year. We've got to really get into these creating prototypes and rapid learning cycles. And then the last one is almost where I would say I would want to start as educational leaders. And that's with our own egos. That actually as leaders, we've got to be comfortable saying, I don't know. And that's not always easy as a school leader, especially because so many of us are duty bound, right? There's servant leadership. We're serving our communities, our schools, and we want to be out there in front and have the solution. And yet what we are finding in this research is that there's really something to this vulnerability in leadership.